Hello everyone, welcome back to our Careers Kerbal Space Program game. Today we'll be launching the Communications Relay Constellation. This will give us communication to the rest of the Kerbal system. So currently we have some scientists stuck in Duna, and they can't transmit their science, which is unfortunate because we need more science to unlock better parts to send the rescue mission to get them back. So we'll launch this relay, and we should be able to contact them. So it's a pretty big relay. It's actually four or five different satellites. I forgot many exactly. Just tucked away in that fairing right there. Not too big. Pretty big rocket to launch it all, but it's going to go pretty far too. So we got 3 main sails powering the rocket. The rocket itself costs like 130 or so. Straightforward rocket though, just simple core, well fat on the bottom to account for the extra engines you need. Once it gets to about 10 kilometers, I like to start tipping over. Depends on what type of rocket I'm flying, but if it's a well-designed rocket like this one, you can usually go with a pretty aggressive ascent profile. So we used up about half our delta V already. But this booster stage should be able to get us most of the way to orbit. Communications are already tucked away in the fairing right here. We're starting to get some atmospheric effects because we're going so fast. I'll focus on the second station now. We'll be at stage separation pretty soon. Once those fuel tanks get pretty light, we get a lot of thrust coming out, not a lot of mass to push, so our acceleration is quite high. It looks like Arapawasis is out of the atmosphere now, so we'll just glide through the rest of the atmosphere, up to Arapawasis and circularize. This is pretty standard stuff. And I'm going to turn our circularization burn into an escape burn. Just so we can start getting these relays in the spots we want them to be. And I'll jettison the fairing, give us a little bit more delta V, so we don't have to carry the fairing mass anymore. And that should hopefully expose our solar panels to the light sometime soon. And I'll start the burn now. So the angle we're exiting the sphere of influence of the Kerbal, it's a little bit inefficient, but we got the delta V to spare. We got like 4,000 meters per second, so should be plenty for the exit burn, and then we'll be able to do some course adjustments later, so we can get these satellites all in different spots. Right now our signal strength should be very high, because we have so many antennas, we're so close to Kerbal. think we'll try to put the relays kind of between Dredge and Duna, maybe. I do like to have one near the sun, just so it can kind of cross the gap better. Might go do that one with the Duna mission, or we might make that one with like a. We could do a Eve mission. Might drop off a relay. But we're destined to leave Kerbin soon, so not super concerned about it. And we have no probe control already. I guess that's because we don't have a ground station network going, so there we go. Now we got probe control. I'll have to build a small Leo, or LKO constellation around Kerbin, just for the final bit of communication. So I'm gonna angle our satellites so that the solar panels will be facing the sun. So that should give us power on our trip out here. So we got alarm. It's probably Eve alarm. Yeah. So now I'll warp to the apoapsis. And let's see what we could do. Could do an inter-Eve 500. It's not bad. I think I'll try to increase the altitude all these orbit at. And then we'll need to offset their orbits a little bit so that way they spread out more. Oh, slow down, please. Alright, lost communication to Kerbin, and now we have it back. So I'll go prograde with this one. The first satellite. We'll wedge it in between Kerbin and Duna's orbits. Just want to get out the sphere of influence of either of the planets so that way it doesn't accidentally just get taken away and slingshot somewhere. Should be good. Alright. Deploy the first satellite. And we'll rename it to IR1. Now we'll want to go prograde again, increase the altitude for our second satellite. I think we'll go beyond Duna's orbit for this one. As it will be a bigger circle or ellipse, it'll take longer to orbit, so it'll start to drift away from IR1. I hope spread things out. So you can see them already drifting apart a little bit. It'll take a couple years for them to get good separation, but if we deploy enough of these satellites, they should all be relatively spread out. They might, eventually synchronize and converge, and then we'll have like a year or two of bad connectivity. But by that point, I expect to launch even more satellites. I wonder if we could get a Dres flyby. Oh, it looks like we ran out of power too. Well, this mission is not going to go very well. We're going to have to wait till we drift back into the range of the sun. Alright, looks like we're charging now. Probably should put solar panels on the stage. But what we really want is communication with the team on Duna. So when they get a few more relays going. We'll start going prograde with this stage right now. Well, IR2 just outside of Duna. Oh, looks like Duna satellite, or Duna liner's communication. Yeah, cut the burn. Yeah, good. Now for our next couple satellites, I think we want them to go really far out there. So we'll push beyond Dres's orbit for these ones. I'm gonna stop just shy of Dres because Jewel is a rather large sphere of influence, so if we get too close to Jewel, we could have our satellite taken off course. I'm not super concerned about it. So it looks like we have very weak communication links between all these satellites. I was hoping for them to at least be yellow. As long as we have connection, I'm okay with that. But, yeah. We'll have to add a, Kerbal side constellation with high power antennas. That should improve our communication a lot. And also when we go to Jewel, I want to bring a very big antenna there, so that antenna system should be able to reach Kerbal. I think for IR3, I'll just keep its orbit like this. Give an eccentric orbit so that way it can move fast through the inner system. Hopefully that doesn't mean it's synchronized with any of these guys. If you look at IR3 and IR1, or IR2 and IR1, they're already spread out on the exact opposite side. Which is kind of what we want. They'll converge again later, but IR1 should orbit in a little bit over a year. What we really want is some satellite close to the solar system, the sun, near Moho. It's a tough orbit to reach. We didn't have enough fuel in this craft to reach it, but that'll help us cross the solar system quite easily. And it'll be a very predictable satellite to have communication with. So that way you could you could have Kerbal over here, you could have Joule over here, you could communicate with it quite easily. So I'm guessing when I decouple this, we're going to be out of strength. As long as we have power. Alright, IR3, eccentric orbit. I'm not really too concerned about the orbital math or anything. I just want to get a rough system working. But now, with our final 800 meters per second delta V, I think we'll just push this into as high orbit as possible. See where we can go. May never even contact another satellite again. But looks like we'll be ending up just beyond Dres's orbit. So this will be good for a mission to Dres. And we're rename. Oh, we have another satellite. Forgot about that one. Well, these satellites will stay very close to each other, but they'll spread out very slowly. Alright, looks like a relative velocity of like 2 meters per second. It'll add up over the years, but these guys are going to stay together for a while. IR5. Alright, and that's the constellation network. It's got relatively poor communication. These aren't very high-powered satellites. But we want to see if we can get communication to Duna. IR4, IR3, spreading out kind of fast. Guessing IR4 and IR5 are right next to each other, so you can't see them. Now Kerbal is getting close to Duna, so now we have communication. Just barely. I'll switch to our crash spaceship, which is currently full of science. See if we can transmit any science. Hopefully we have enough power for it. Yeah, we got all the orange suits, and we got a new young experienced scientist, Cake, stuck on Duna. Our only Kerbal who can come rescue them is Dorman. He actually did the Mun rescue mission too. So we'll probably hire them. Dorm. I do want a bigger rocket first though. That's why I want more science. I want to try to unlock the vector engine. We will have to upgrade the science building though, which means we would need more money. We'll need about $2 million for these other missions. A couple thousand science. I might do an Eve mission next. And we're out of power. Warps a day. Let's try that again. Hopefully with the solar panels we can charge the batteries a little bit. The problem with this lander is it wasn't very well controlled for the final stage of landing. So I think maybe I should deploy this parachute up here. Would have balanced it a little bit better. This atmosphere is kind of thin, so it's kind of hard to get good control. Next time I might just do a powered landing. Forget the parachutes completely. Yeah, well, we'll see you for the next episode, guys.